Hey, good morning. So the other day, I asked you guys to tell me how you were introduced to the game of basketball, and then to tell me why you continue to play. And then I realized I didn't do that for you. So I want to take some time right now and just tell you how I got introduced to the game of basketball and why I continue to play. So I was 10 years old, and we were living in Oklahoma at the time. I was born in Los Angeles, but at that time we were living in Oklahoma. I'm 10 years old. I have four brothers, and I have my mom, who's like WNBA caliber good. My mom was really good. So five boys, and my mom made two teams of three. We used to go at it all the time. But the way I got started was I was 10 years old. We were living on a ranch in Oklahoma, so there was this large field, and there was this tree, and my mom took a piece of plywood and she nailed a bucket to it, and that was our basketball goal. So we didn't even have a real basketball rim. It was just a piece of plywood for the backboard, and this bucket was our goal. And I remember coming outside one day and I saw her and my older brother playing this game with this bucket nailed to the tree. And so of course I come over and I want to see what's going on, and I see them dribbling the ball, and then my mom gives me the ball, and the first time I dribble, I get pricked because the ground is dirt. It's not paved. And there were stickers. Oklahoma's, man, the stickers in the ground in Oklahoma are killers. And so a sticker got on the ball. When the ball returned to my hand, it pricked me. And I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this game. I'm getting stuck. And my mom made me keep dribbling. She made me continue to play. And I'm up here crying, but she made me continue to play. And eventually we stamped out all the stickers and we were able to play. But being out there with her and watching her play sort of got me interested in it. And then when I actually started to play, that game scratched an itch inside of me. It filled an empty space inside of me. And what it is competitiveness, because I'm very competitive. But also, even more, is this idea of mastery. I learned this about myself only as I grew older, but I am obsessed with mastery. The idea of starting at the bottom and through training, working your way up, developing this skill until you reach a point where no one can touch you. This is why I also fell in love with martial arts, is the idea of this man who has these skills and nobody can beat him because of this skill that he has. I love that idea. In fact, I'll tell you a story about one of my favorite movies is The Bourne Identity, all of the Bourne movies. But what really hooked me on that movie is when they said they spent $20 million on Jason Bourne's training. And that got me, because $20 million on training this guy. And so now everything you see this guy doing in this movie, like he's superior. They cannot catch him. The whole government is sending people after him, other people who have been trained like him, and they cannot catch this guy. They can't beat him, and it's because of this training. So everything you see him doing in the movie is a demonstration of his training, of what he has learned to do. He is a master in that movie, and he doesn't get beat. I love that. It's another reason I love The Equalizer. Same thing. Denzel Washington does not get beat. He has superior skill. He's better than everyone that comes up against him. So I love the idea of mastery, skill mastery. I love the idea of training. And I love the idea that I can become more. It's possible for me to become more, to become better through training. And basketball offered that to me. So during that time, Michael Jordan's movie Come Fly With Me had come out. And in that movie, he talked about how his older brother used to beat him all the time. But then eventually, as he kept practicing, he began to beat his brother. And then he says, I began to beat him convincingly. And I think that stuck out to both me and all my brothers. All of us heard that. He began to beat him convincingly. And then I think all of us were thinking, I'm going to be that brother who beats all the rest of my brothers convincingly, like Jordan did. And we all went after it. So there was this race to be the best in our family, and that just drove all of us. It pushed all of us up higher because we all wanted to get to be better than the other one. And then I remember my older brother was tenacious, and it seemed like life was on his side. Like life would just make the ball go to him. It seemed like he was just lucky. and add to that a competitive fire that's unmatched. I haven't seen anything like his competitive fire in person from anyone I've met in person. So he was tough, and he heard what Jordan said, and he was determined that none of his younger brothers were going to begin to beat him convincingly. So I remember it was always hard to get around Richard. It was always hard to score on him. But I remember I reached a point where I could actually get around him. Even though I was scared to dribble at first, I eventually became one of the best ball handlers in the family. And I remember when a move worked on him, and I remember getting that idea, okay, I practiced this move, and it actually worked on Richard. I could get by my older brother, so what else is possible for me? And I think that's the other thing that basketball offers is an answer to the question, what else is possible for me? If I train, I can become the $20 million guy like Jason Bourne. So that's it. I really love this game. I love what's possible in this game. All right, guys. So that's kind of the answer that I'm looking for. How did you get started in the game? And then what is it that keeps you coming back? Why do you keep going out there to the court? What are you getting from the game that makes you keep coming for it? All right. Hope to hear from you guys, and you take care.